Hey, what's up, YouTube? Hobo Mackie here. Um, have no idea what I'm going to talk about. Actually, I just decided to turn the camera on and wing it. So, I guess we can start with my location, which would be Lakeland, Florida. Uh, it's called Lakeland for a reason. Pretty obvious reason. There is a famous video, if you look up Gator and Lakeland on YouTube, of like a 13-foot gator crossing the golf course. So that's the kind of place I'm in right now, kind of center western Florida, mostly center. Um, Kind of a poorer area, I think, more blue collar. A lot of rednecks, blacks, Hispanics, kind of area. But I kind of like it. Those kind of areas are a lot less judgmental and a lot like freer. I mean, it might be a little more dangerous, but um, the cops generally have more to do than you know mess around with smaller issues. Um, and the people are okay. I think I haven't had any major problems with the people whatsoever around here. I'm sure there's some crazy ones and some bad ones out here. That's for sure. I'm sure they're here. You're just not going to see them on a daily basis by any means. Um, but I kind of like Lakeland in general. They do have a little bit of a mosquito problem. Um, but I think if you're from here, you're pretty much used to them, and it's no big deal. I'm pretty much used to them at this point. I've been getting ate up over this past month, big time, around here in Florida. Just ate up. I'm like a piece of filet mignon, and they're just a bunch of hungry flying lions, um, and they like coming after me. I've had this tent here um, last night and the night before. Although last night was cold enough where there weren't any mosquitoes. If it gets to in the 50s, there's a lot less mosquitoes, possibly none. And then when you're in the 40s, you're almost certainly not going to have mosquitoes. And I think that goes anywhere. You can't take my word on that for sure, but no matter where you're at, if it's 40 degrees, you're not going to have mosquitoes. I'm pretty sure that. I mean, I'm just kind of. I didn't look that up in a book, but from experience, um, that's the way it is. They just come out when it's warmer. Like I say, 50s they'll come out, but they're not as bad. But if it's in the 60s or 70s or 80s at night, the mosquitoes are out for sure. And I think that goes anywhere, no matter where you're at, pretty much, unless you're in the desert. I mean, even the desert has mosquitoes, but you just won't notice them. There are a lot less of them. Um, okay. Yeah, Lakeland, Florida, kind of give you an idea of. This is kind of been a homeless area, homeless woods, homeless camp for years. If you go walking around through here, you won't see nothing right here on my video, but there's all sorts of mattresses. There's actually a mattress right there, and a box spring and an old mattress. Um, but yeah, it's just all sorts of trash. One guy I was talking to said there's antiques and collectibles. He said crystal, like the glassware. Um, I kind of see a piece of glass bowl over here. I doubt it's an antique or anything, but go there and look. Um, but yeah, all sorts of old homeless camps everywhere. It's like a graveyard of homeless camps. They're about to totally pave over this entire area, though. And I think this is a beautiful patch of woods. Just gorgeous. I love these woods. A lot of woods I go to are thick with, like, God knows, briars and just just plants. Just thick plants where you can't get through. When there's a lot of plants like that, then it means there's just a lot of bugs and God knows what else, snakes or whatever. Um, Here's that glass. Oh, that's not even glass. It's a piece of plastic. Kind of looked like glass from a distance, though. Some old glass beer bottles there. I am walking around barefoot, so there's all sorts of broken glass and probably nails, heroin needles, God knows what else. But, you know, just kind of walk slow, take light steps, Don't press down too hard until you're sure. I did step on a hot coal this morning, so I already got like a blister in the middle of my foot right now. All part of the Hobo game, I guess. So, just another war scar, I guess. That which does not kill you makes you stronger. So, just gotta, you gotta embrace the suck, embrace the pain. Although, pretty happy this morning. Beautiful morning, really. It's kind of cool. Last night got cold. Yeah, I'm just gonna guesstimate it's like 50 right now, 55, probably, something like that. But clear sky, clear blue sky, sun's shining through. Beautiful morning, free as a bird. You can actually hear the birds chirping if we listen closely. I don't know if y'all hear them or not. I just hear like 18 different kinds of birds chirping. Have no idea if y'all could have heard that or not. I don't know how the microphones work on this thing. Yeah, lots of firewood. I mean, look at all this firewood. Just endless amounts of firewood. I got my little fire going right over here. It went all night long. Actually, it was kind of like out this morning. Like I'm gonna guess like 4 o'clock. It wasn't out. It was the coals were still there. There was like there was no wood on it or nothing. So in the dark, I just reached all around the fire and put sticks, little small sticks on it, and started building up kind of a teepee. And eventually, I started blowing on the bottom of it, and it started. Eventually, it caught, and then I built the fire back up, nice and strong, and then laid down for a while. Um, and stayed pretty warm. I had 2 blankets and my bivy bag and the fire, basically. And I did pretty good. I mean, I got a little cold at one point, but it wasn't that bad. I bet people at home get colder than that. They don't necessarily have a fire to warm up to, and they're too lazy to walk over to the thermostat sometimes at the middle of the night. I know how it is. I've been there before. Um, oh yeah, them birds are chirping. Beautiful morning out here in Lakeland, Florida, March 6th, I think. So I don't know when spring hits, but looking forward to it. Looking forward to more traveling. Um, just using these next few days to recuperate and rest. I don't want to do much because my legs are really, really sore because I walked a long way. But so I want to let them recuperate. I want to walk more. I would like to walk every single day, and I think I just need to get in shape to do that. Get to where just get in better shape. I'm not in that great of shape yet. So, you got to just go out there and put your body out, force yourself to do the work and put, exercise, and your body should adjust. I'm hoping my body will adjust at least, I think I'm doing okay though. I feel like I can walk across the state and, maybe a couple weeks or something. Or, I mean, it would take me a couple weeks time. And I do plan to continue across the state, I think. Um, I might stay here for another week and then maybe start trekking over to Titusville or something. Somewhere on the east coast of Florida. Check out the east coast beaches. They're a little different and they got bigger waves and stuff. I don't think that makes that big of a difference as far as anything goes, but I haven't been over to Titusville. I don't think I've ever been there. So I might just swing by to check it out. If I've never been somewhere, I'd like to just see it. Even just towns that aren't even special or have nothing special about them, especially the local people will be like, why would you want to come here? those kind of places. I enjoy those kind of places for a week. It's something different. They don't even realize it, but they are a unique place. No matter if there's nothing really true, like you know what most people find to be exciting. Just even a dull place excites me to a degree. There's nothing particularly special about Lakeland that I know of. Pretty clear, they've had some baseball games, preseason baseball games. They have them in Florida, and they've been having them here in Lakeland. So I've noticed a lot of people be walking down the street in Detroit Tiger jerseys and stuff, and I'm like, what the hell? But then it hits me that team's probably in the area or something. Um, so don't really have any major plans for today. Like I said, I was just trying to rest and just enjoy the day. Just sit out here and enjoy the nature. I will go into town and get online at some point. I like to check the news, or I'll probably post this video online and see if there's any new YouTube videos that I could check out. I definitely follow some podcasts. I like Joe Rogan podcast, and I like King and the Sting podcast with Theo Vaughn and Brennan Schwab. And there's a whole group of guys there that I like. That do podcasts. I kind of follow them all. I'll download stuff to listen to, and I can just sit in my tent with the podcast going, and it's hear some kind of like high level conversation, and I just can't really do much today. I can't walk very far. I don't want to walk very. I can, honestly, I could if I needed to, but I'm in a place where number one, it's going to get cold tonight, so I want to stay somewhere where I can have a fire, and I know I can have fires out here. So the weather is partly keeping me put, and then the fact that I'm tired. So I kind of this is kind of how I roll, where I don't have any set plans, but then everything just comes together. Well, today's a chill day. It's just a Wednesday, um, and it's kind of going to be a little cooler. Actually, this would be a good day to go hiking and walking, but still, you want to end up at a spot where you can have a fire in the night because it's going to get cold, or you need to have a good sleeping bag, which I don't have. So, being that I need to, when all everything aligns and I need to do a certain thing, which is just chill, that's what I'm going to do. I actually prefer to go out and go trekking, go hiking, just go walking. I can't explain why walking is my thing or it's what I like to do most, but it just is. Especially when I'm walking somewhere new. I don't necessarily like to walk around some cookie cutter neighborhood and where everything looks the same and there's nothing interesting and all the yards are just perfectly mowed and everything is just so safe, and it's just nothing interesting about those kind of places to me. Um, I don't mind going into a ghetto once in a while. I mean, I usually avoid it, or just a place where it's just might have a little danger, but it's also got a lot of character. Might have graffiti on the walls, that kind of thing. A lot of times I find the graffiti art to be interesting, but somewhere that's got character. It's got some more wounds. It's got some more scars. Something's happened there. It's just walking in general, but it don't have to be necessarily a war torn area or nothing. It just needs, just something cool and interesting, different. It could just be the beautiful land itself, which is usually 9/10 of it. I like just looking at the various trees. They definitely have some really cool trees, not necessarily in this spot, but around here in Florida, real just monster, big, wide, beautiful trees that are, hundreds and hundreds of years old. Of course, I think it's sad that they're going to mow all of these trees down and just pave it over as if there's not enough parking lot, and there's too much woods. I don't think that's the problem here. They get mad when a homeless come in and trash the area, but then it's okay for them to just tear everything down and pave it over and just totally ruin the woods for good. That's okay as long as it's sanctioned, licensed, people are getting paid. But, Anyway, getting political here. Better back out of that. Um, like I say, beautiful day. Not gonna don't let nothing like that bother me. End of the day, I don't have any control of what happens in the environment. All I can do is just. I think that's just life in general. Is you know, you just gotta handle. You just gotta. You don't control the cards you're dealt. You just gotta play them as best you can. And it's just kind of that's just how you gotta do things. And um, I'm certainly, that's just certainly my strategy. Is you know, every area environment I go to in the country is a little different, and then you just have to adapt to it somehow. Um, Lately, everything's been Florida, so Florida's all similar, but yeah, even there's different kind of areas. There's prairies, there's swamps, there's beaches, there's definitely some highland, um, and there's definitely dry, deserty areas with like cactus and stuff. Um, I don't know if they're definitely a little dry. They'll be like sandy and with cactus and they have different kinds of cactus. There's other kind of drier plants as well that just seem to like those areas, and so there's all sorts of different ecosystems. I just stepped on something. Shit! Here I am walking around barefoot, and that just stuck into my foot. Perfect little little dagger. Uh, make sure there's nothing else there. All right. We're good to go. I do not carry around medical kit. Not saying you shouldn't. I just don't. I'm a minimalist. I don't. If I really need to, I'll walk my bloody ass up to the Walmart. And just get my shit as I'm bleeding right there. Or usually I just come up with like a hobo kit. With just some napkins and just wrap it up. Throw some duct tape on it. Call it good. That's all they do for you in the military. If you go get your medical service, it's Motrin and duct tape. That's the same. Motrin and duct tape fix everything. You just go up to the clinic, they duct tape you together, give you some Motrin, give you a little slap on the ass, and you get out of there. Um, uh, so that's really all you need. Duct tape's actually a good, useful item to have for a lot of purposes. My bug net gets a hole in it, patch it up. I've seen people make bow and arrow arrows using duct tape as the fletching. But yeah, if you go like just Google like survival duct tape, there'll be like probably 20 videos with how to use duct tape. Of course, I don't carry duct tape. If I could, if I found a little bit, I'm just not gonna go out and buy it. It's not a necessity. There's nothing that's a necessity. You know, almost I don't know. Maybe that's not true. It's like you need something at some point. Unless you're wanting to sleep in the 40-degree weather butt naked. I mean, yeah, you can have nothing. You can start a fire with twigs if you have the skills, and you know, just stay right, keep the fire going all night, nice and big. But then, what do you do when it rains? And then you go, I guess you could just build a shelter. So, I guess to a degree, you don't need anything. Um, but at some point, you're gonna need food. At some point, you're gonna need clean water, and you gotta be. It's like I said, they're about to mow all these woods down, and they're mowing more and more woods down. So you can't necessarily go out there and survive off the animals. I think you can right now, especially if you're in the right area. But I'm just saying, more in the future, and really, not everybody can come out here and do this, or survive off the animals, because then there won't be no animals left. There's too many people. So we got to have the agriculture and all that kind of stuff, and there's no way around it. And it is a cheap way to get food and to feed billions of people on this planet. Um, so I just kind of live off that system. But I've kind of got myself off of any necessities. Like I say, the less you need, then the freer you are in general. You know, this is why I try to avoid any kind of addictions to anything. It could be an addiction to sugar, and you're constantly needing to go and buy a donut. It could be um, an addiction to the internet. You constantly need to be on the internet, and anything like that, or TV. It could be a drug, or it's just society is constantly trying to get you addicted to shit, so that then they can make a money off of it. I mean, I'm pretty sure that a lot of these drug companies, they make their drugs addictive to some degree. Coffee is one of these substances. Look at all the business that, the Starbucks, and just the endless amounts of ways to get your coffee. And it's just, they constantly are pushing it to you. And then they're constantly putting out things, little studies like, you know, you're more likely to live into your 90s if you drink coffee, or, which is probably, could be true, but it's probably the people who drink one little cup a day. And, the studies are always slanted. They're always trying to, like, so I'll drink coffee. I've had coffee a couple times this week, actually, but I don't want to get addicted to it. I don't want to need it, basically. Um, I don't want to need anything, but, you still need food in the day, um, somehow, some way. I think that's the one thing, and along with water and air. So I guess there's probably like five things that you absolutely need. Maybe, probably sunlight. Um, I just think that you'd mentally go downhill if you didn't have sunlight. I know, living in Oregon during the rainy season, they're not seeing the sun for weeks at a time. You just mentally get depressed. I don't know how they do it over there, but I like going over there in the summer. It's gorgeous out there in the summer. It's gorgeous anytime it's not raining and it's sunny out there, for sure. Um, but it's certain things you need. It's air, water, food, sun. You're kind of like a plant. Like if you're gardening, plants need water at their roots, and they need nutrients, and you know uh, they need CO2, or um, so the air, basically, like we need oxygen, they need CO2. um, Water, probably just repeating the same things, but life needs certain things to be healthy. So I do look at myself like I'm a plant, and I want to water myself and take good care of myself and keep me healthy. Um, you know, and I definitely get good sun, and definitely getting fresh air, and definitely getting good food and water, and yeah, just trying to keep myself pure a little bit. Um, I'm not totally, for sure. Nobody's pure, but that's just the goal. It's what you shoot for. You shoot to be pure, and and then when you're not, you fall a little short. At least you're not going off the rails. You know what I mean? Um, so I don't really have, like I said, I don't have nothing to do today. So just tend my fire. Probably keep the fire going all day. So I have a big thing of coals in the night, and then build it up one good time, and go to bed. And probably sleep warm most of the night. Get another good night of rest. Like I said, I'll probably just go up into town, get on the Wi-Fi, get some food, and food and water, and I guess that's about it. Just call it like a day where you just sit out on the front porch and sit in your rocking chair. One of those kind of days. It's not that bad. At least I'm not fighting rush hour traffic right now. Um, and some horrendously polluted, busy city, breathing in somebody's diesel exhaust, you know, with the boss, grilling me down my neck, and to amp up my production. And I don't have any responsibilities. I don't have family and kids I gotta worry about and get home to, and you know have all that constant stress. So I guess I do have it made to an extent. Nothing's perfect. um, Even I find myself always wanting more. It's like, well, I got everything I could possibly want, but I still want more. I think that's what drives me to walking. Is I'm just gonna go out there and walk and see what I get myself into. um, I think part of it is like walking makes you think too. It's like, if you remember the cartoons where there's like somebody walking in a circle and they're pacing, and that's when they got their hands behind their back and they're thinking really hard. It's something about walking and makes you like your brain think. And then you're like, when you're out going somewhere you've never been in a beautiful area, and maybe you're hiking up a trail, and you're just thinking. I'm definitely an introverted thinker type. And then you also got the fresh air in your face, and then you got the beautiful scenery that you're walking through that you've never been before, and everything's new and interesting. Different kind of plants. You don't know what kind of animals you're going to see, what kind of birds, or um, yeah, there's always a hint of danger. You never know when you're going to run into a bear or a wild boar, or around here a gator. Um, and Hey, I enjoy it. I enjoy that a lot. So that's what I want to do more than anything. Is just simply walk and wander. Something about that wanderlust lifestyle where you just getting lost somewhere, and like a feather in the wind, you just go where you're blown. And yeah, when all the stars align, and then it's kind of like, well, this is what I'm doing today. And then like the stars will realign, and all of a sudden then kind of propel me to go do something else. Or maybe somebody I just meet just happens to tell me about some cool place I ought to go check out, and then so that totally changes my plans. And so I keep myself flexible, and just you know um, there's not, don't get me wrong, it's not like total excitement 24/7. A lot of times I'm just sitting in a piece of woods like this, just chilling. But I think that's your life can't be just exciting all the time neither. You got to have balance. Have a little yin and yang. Um, a little excitement once in a while, and then a little dullness once in a while. I think it's good for you as well. It's good to be bored sometimes. Kind of forces you to entertain your own self. Um, so of course I generally avoid the boredom as much as I can. But like today, I just kind of sinking in. It's going to be kind of a boring day for me. I don't foresee anything exciting happening. Um, but that's just that's called a chill day. I have a chill day for a reason, and just get myself to sleep and wake up tomorrow. And I think tomorrow will be a chill day as well, actually. Um, and then that'll be it. And then I think I'll be all well rested and good to go. It takes me several days to recuperate, as far as like my muscles being sore and exhausted. Um, I think I'm getting older. My body just doesn't heal itself as fast, and part of that's just from being out of shape and living a sedentary lifestyle for so many years before I started doing this. And it's just hard to get yourself back into the when I was in high school, I was a well machined athlete. I mean, I was at one point I was like ripped. I had like a six pack. At one point in my life, um, early 20s or so, I would say. And then just fell into this more sedentary lifestyle. When you get out of high school, there's just not a whole lot of uh, you don't play sports and stuff like that, and you just don't get as much. You start partaking in all the partying and stuff like that, and then that can just turn you to a real soft lump of meat, and so it's a matter of taking I'm a lump soft piece of meat, and I gotta reharden myself, and it just takes time. I think my goal is like a 5-year plan. If I can, foresee myself in 5 years. Um, I don't care if I'm thin or fat. That doesn't matter to me. But I just want to be in good shape. Just want to be hard, like just want to be strong and like hardened and tough, and would like to be able to walk at least 25 miles per day. I mean, that would be nice every single day. Like right now, I could do it. I could walk 25 miles today, but then I'm gonna have to like sit down for a week. I'm just not gonna be able to withstand that every single day. So we'll see. Been about 30 minutes on this video, so just gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Good talking to y'all. Uh, Bobby, Erica, Emmy, just wanted to say what's up. I'll see y'all when I see you. Peace out.